Hi guys, Dr. Mal here. We're busy with chemistry and we started off with atoms and then built molecules, and we're now going to have a look at this molecule and specifically the covalent bonds in a molecule. So let's just quickly see, we're busy with the covalent bonds and it's specifically looking at a molecule. Now, on your periodic table, and I need to stress this again, you need to have your periodic table, you know it, I'll keep it up with every lesson next to you, because we're going to discuss one of the items that's on your periodic table is electron negativity. Now, electron is negative, and we're going to see what is the ability of an atom to attract not one electron, the pair. So every atom on your periodic table, other than the noble gases, you will see will have an ability to want those two electrons nearer to them. So have a look at the key right in the middle of your periodic table. You'll see there's electron negativity. It means that number there, it's a number, measures the ability to attract the pair. So let's have a look. Can you see 2.1 next to hydrogen? Can you see 1 next to lithium and 0.9 next to sodium? I need you to take your periodic table and see if you can find the electronegativity. Quickly have a look. Can you see what's the electronegativity of nitrogen and next to it oxygen? Quickly have a look at your periodic table. Can you see the nitrogen is this side? And this is what I meant in a previous lesson. If you took 3 minutes to find nitrogen, guys, take your periodic table and start studying the periodic table. Because you don't have time in the exam to say, is nitrogen here? No, it's not there. Is it there? No, it's not there. Is it this side? You need to know nitrogen is that side. And can you see it's got an electronegativity of 3? Next to it is oxygen, 3.5. So that's important. Now let's use this a little bit. I'm going to ask you, what will happen when I've got a hydrogen and another hydrogen? Now we know the Lewis diagrams will tell us we've got each of them contributing 1 electron. So we've got a pair. And now the question is, which one of these will win this match to get those two near to it? Well, if it's 2.1 to this side and 2.1 to that side, none of them will win. And it will be an atom and an atom forming a molecule, and both of them have the same ability. Now let's take the oxygen. We're going to put the oxygen here. I always work with the Lewis diagram because it's easier to explain. I'm going to make water. I know I've got 1 hydrogen there and I've got another hydrogen there. Now, if we look at the electron negativity, I know the electron negativity of the hydrogen is 2.1. I've got 2 hydrogens, and the electron negativity of the oxygen is 3.5. Now, what does that mean? That means that these two will be pulled towards the oxygen. And it's like newtons, it's like forces. So I've got oxygen pulling with 3.5, and I've got hydrogen pulling with 2.1. Who do you think is going to win? Well, you know, you can do the math. It will not be in the middle. It will be more to the oxygen side. And because those two are more, the probability are more around the oxygen. They are more here, and they'll be there once, and they'll be more around this. This side is a negative side, and this side is then positive. Why is it negative? Because it's a negative electron pair. Why is it positive? because the two negative electrons aren't there that much. So that's what the electron negativity shows us. Let's go to another pair. Let's take nitrogen and hydrogen. So I've got nitrogen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm putting one hydrogen, I'm putting another hydrogen and another hydrogen. Let's take the values. Nitrogen is 3, so I've got 3 there. I've got 3 there. It's 3 there. You can't multiply the 3 with 3 and say it's 6 and 9. You have to take it for that pair, for this pair, and that pair. What's the electron negativity of hydrogen? It's 2.1. So I've got 2.1, I've got the 2 electrons, and I've got 3 on this side. Who's going to win? This one is going to win. It will be nearer to the nitrogen, being here most of the time. Therefore, this side is slightly negative and this side is slightly positive. So what we're doing now, we are deciding where the electrons will be more, they'll be moving there more. So the probability is more. There's different types of molecules. Let's have a look at sodium, for instance. Sodium with its 1 electron and chlorine there. Now we know that's not going to be a covalent bond, it's going to be an ionic bond. But let's show you. The chlorine looks like that. I've got sodium with a electron negativity value of 0.9 and I've got chlorine pulling those two there with 3. And you can see here it's a huge difference of 2.1. So the difference in electron negativity is 2.1, and I'll show you now. It's here more often in such a state that it's rather chlorine with an ion like that, the electron affinity, and you'll find that the sodium will rather be Na+. So that's the information we get from electron negativity. That can determine if a molecule is polar or non-polar. Now, polar means it's not the North Pole and the South Pole, but it's a positive pole or a negative pole. Non-polar means it's not positive or negative. So it's non-polar. Now, there's a few things that we need to know. If it's a hydrogen and another hydrogen, we know it's non-polar. If it's a nitrogen with 3 hydrogens, remember we just did it. We said this side is slightly negative. Here we find slightly positive. So what we have here, this side is positive and that side is negative. So it is polar. Important that we know, is it polar or non-polar? There's just one example that I'd like to do with you. Let's say, for instance, I've got sodium. No, I'm not going to use sodium. Let's rather take carbon. Now have a look at your electron negativity if you can find carbon. I think if you have a look, you'll see that carbon is next to the nitrogen here. And carbon's value is 2.5. If you have carbon and your hydrogen, which is 2.1, can you see that's it's a very weak polar bond because the difference is only 0.4. So we need to be able to determine what's the difference. You'll see it's a delta there in electron negativity. If the difference is 0, there is a covalent bond, but it's non-polar because the difference between the two is 0. If I've got H and Br, it's 2.8 and 2.1, it's 0.7, so it's weak. If I've got greater than the 2.1, can you see there? Then it's non-polar because it's actually ionic bond. And here you can see I've got H with F, and it is non-polar again. it's got that value. The important thing is, guys, not to know this table off by heart. It's important to say, is it polar or is it non-polar? And all you have to do is interpret the information on your periodic table. Your periodic table will tell you everything. So you have a look at your electron negativity. If it's a difference in electron negativity, it will be polar. If there's no difference in electron negativity, it will be non-polar. One exception. If I've got carbon here and it's got 4 electrons and it shares pairs with oxygen as well as oxygen, quickly have a look. What is the difference in electron negativity? So I've got carbon here, which is 2.5, and I've got oxygen here, which is 3.5. So we know these two will be nearer to this side and nearer to that side. That tells me this side is negative and that side is negative. Now, is that polar? Polar meaning two different poles. No, it's not. It's like the outside is negative and the inside is positive. So that's why it's also non-polar. So what's the difference? You have to look at the shape or the orientation. It has to find an angle. If it's an angle like H and O, or an angle with H and nitrogen, you know it will be polar. If it's linear, like this one, or in this case, let me clear this and see what happens here. We've got carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, with 4 hydrogens, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see I'll have the same charge on the outside with the charge of the carbon on the inside, again non-polar. So it depends on the shape, but firstly you start with the difference in electron negativity. So covalent bonds between non-metals and non-metals, but you can either find a polar covalent or a non-polar covalent. So we've got 2 types of covalent bonds, and then you know you also have ionic bonds. It's important work. You will use this later on when we do intermolecular forces. So have a look at this video again if you've got any uncertainty. It's the electron negativity that's pulling that shared pair, and we need to be able to identify the difference to tell us, is it going to be polar or is it not going to be polar? And that will make some reactions happen or some not. I hope you enjoy working with covalent bonds. It's very, very important. Bye-bye.